Dear friends, family, alumni, and soon-to-be graduates of Carl Sandburg College, my name is Seamus Riley, President of Carl Sandburg College, and I'm pleased to welcome you to the 53rd commencement and the second virtual commencement at the college. At this time, I would like to introduce and thank the members of the Board of Trustees for their commitment and dedication to the college. Thomas Colclasure, Gayla Pacheco, Devon Urals, Reverend Lee Johnson, Bruce Larman, William C. Robinson, Chair, Sandra Wood, and the student trustee, Michaela Crane. I would also like to thank the faculty representative on the board, Dr. Gary Miracle, and the staff representative to the board, Ms. Tracy Engstrom. I would also like to recognize and thank the members of the Cabinet, Mr. Steve Norton, Senior Vice President of Student Services, Ms. Carrie Hawkinson, Vice President of Academic Services, Mr. Corey Gall, Associate Vice President for Administrative Services, Brittany Grimes, Executive Director of Marketing and Public Relations, Gina Krupps, Director of Human Resources, and Autumn Scott, Dean of Student Success. I would like to thank all the administrators for their work in supporting our students' success. I would like to recognize the outstanding faculty who have made it possible for the graduates here this evening to achieve their academic goals. Carl Sandburg College is lucky to have such dedicated and supportive group of educational leaders. I want to thank the marketing and public relations staff for their work in making this virtual commencement possible. A special note of appreciation for Angela Snow and Rick Eddy, and thanks as always to Lindsay Huber. I would also like to recognize the staff in public safety and physical plant and custodial services who did so much over the past year to make sure that our college was safe for everybody who was here. I would like to recognize those who are retiring on the faculty, Michael Neal, on staff, Gayla Crump, Jeffrey Lundeen, and Sherry Scherer. I would like to thank them for their many years of dedicated service to Carl Sandburg College. We also recognize and celebrate several people for their accomplishments. The 2021 NISOD Excellence Award goes to Stacy Bainter. The Faculty of the Year, Christina Stone. This is her second Faculty of the Year award. She was also awarded this honor in 2017. The Adjunct Faculty of the Year, Melissa Downs. I also want to mention individuals who have gone on to do extraordinary things in their lives and offer a challenge to you and your fellow graduates to emulate their achievements. The 2021 Outstanding Young Alumnus, Cassandra Sherwin, and the 2021 Distinguished Alumnus Award, Tina Veal. There is a Scottish curse that says, "May you live in interesting time." Well, class of 2021, you have lived through and witnessed an historical and world-changing event over the past year. Just as your parents and grandparents reflected on the events of their generations, you now will have a story to tell your children and grandchildren. It is a story of overwhelming challenge and obstacles. It is a story of unprecedented pain and suffering and of global fear and panic. It is a story of the most sudden and devastating change to our lives. But it is also a story of resilience and of creativity in rising to the challenge of the difficulties that we all faced. It is a story of love and empathy and of reaching out to protect the most vulnerable, a story of recognizing the poor and the oppressed in our world. It is a story of a rise to action, a response to the systemic challenges that have maintained the divisions in our cultures and society. It is a story of hope. So to all of you, congratulations and well done. You have met the challenges that you faced with bravery and with courage. You have overcome the obstacles. In the face of pain and suffering to you and your families, you have persevered. You have written this chapter in the story of your lives. We must remember the many we have lost in the past year, and the thousands who have suffered illness and loss of livelihood. What we have learned in the past months must forever instill in us the message that we must and will do better. Do better to protect those most at risk. Do better to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to transform their lives through education. Do better to build a future for our communities, our nation, and our world. You are part of the virtual generation. You are navigating milestone moments without the shared sense of community and celebration we have grown to expect at important moments in our lives. But this virtual celebration and this virtual experience in your education over the past months does not in any way detract from the value of your learning, the value of your education, and the value of your experience. Your experience over the past months has prepared you for a world that has changed with you. Your experience learning in a virtual space has prepared you for a world of work that will increasingly be a virtual world. We have learned to interact with Alexa, Google Assistant, and our car navigation system as part of our daily routines. Now some of our careers will use technology as a regular part of doing work. In some cases, this makes it easier to help people, not more difficult. People who are restricted by access to transportation, or who have multiple responsibilities at work and with their families, may be able to access services and establish a work-life balance that places the focus on the quality of our lives. Many of us have reflected on what is truly valuable over the past year. What are the things in our lives that we want to prioritize? What are the things in our lives that bring true joy and happiness? How can we make the world a better place? It is true that there is a degree of uncertainty in the world, but that has always been true. Your job is to move forward with bravery and with hope. I have faith that you too will overcome these uncertain times. As Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King said, faith is taking the first step when you don't see the whole staircase. I repeat the words that I said last year at this time. Now more than ever, I urge you to learn more, to achieve more, to act more. Be an active member of your community. Listen to and support those who need to be heard and be supported. Feed your curiosity and do not settle for simple or lazy answers. Challenge yourselves as you have never challenged yourselves before. Be the change in your world that will change the world. In the words of Carl Sandburg, I see America in the crimson light of a rising sun, fresh from the burning creative hand of God. I see great days ahead, great days possible to men and women of will and vision. I wish that you have the will and the vision to be the change in our world. Congratulations, class of 2021.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Cheyenne Lincoln, and I have the honor and pleasure of being your student speaker for today's celebration. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations to the class of 2021. We survived. We learned how to wake up 5 minutes before our online classes and mastered the art of business on top and pajamas on the bottom. And now we're here, graduating through our laptops and phone screens, nothing how any of us imagined or hoped it would be. This past year has been a whirlwind, but we made it. When I first came to Carl Sandburg, I was a meek junior in high school, taking dual credits and just trying to figure out where e-building was. Then when it came time to enroll at Carl Sandburg full-time, I felt almost left behind. While I knew several other students who would be coming here, a majority of kids were heading off to big four-year universities, and here I was still living at home with my parents. But standing here today, I'd say things worked out pretty great. I was born and raised on a farm just north of Galesburg, near a little town called Rio. I grew up playing in the dirt and running around with my brothers. So when high school came around, it was no surprise that I was an FFA and enrolled in a bunch of ag classes. I was approached by Mrs. Hawkinson at my chapter's banquet, where she informed me that Sandburg was going to be bringing their ag program back. After hearing all the stories from my dad about when he was in Carl Sandburg's ag program, I knew I had to jump on the opportunity. I started out in a crop science class and progressed from there. One class turned into being photographed for ag stories, going on field trips, being invited onto our ag advisory board, and now being one of the faces of our agriculture program here at Carl Sandburg College. Through all this, I was even given the opportunity to start my own farming blog sponsored through the college called Life of a Farm Girl, which I hope to continue after graduation. It has given me a platform to share one of my favorite things, agriculture. Outside of my classes, I've enjoyed seeing friends, traveling, and making lots of memories, which is what college is all about, at least pre-world pandemic. It is my current goal to travel to all 50 U.S. states, and so far I have made it to 20, plus Canada and Washington, D.C. For me, traveling is one of my favorite ways to learn. You can absorb so much just by being in a place and watching everything around you. And it is something I hope to keep a priority as I get older. While traveling to big cities and exotic places is fun, never underestimate coming back home. While many people dislike living in small towns for their lack of big city amenities or genuinely anything to do, I've always appreciated being from somewhere small. According to Google, Rio has an approximate population of 211 people. That's probably less people than will watch this graduation. There are some perks though. One is if you're ever in a bind, help is usually just down the road. 2, casseroles. Lots and lots of casseroles. I don't know about y'all, but I love being from a place where the neighbor drops off extra food just because you're under the weather or they made a bit extra. This also means you know your neighbors very well, which can lead to lots of opportunities to learn and work for other people or just try something new. Last August, I decided to add another adventure to my story and swore in to the Illinois Army National Guard, where I will start training in June. I'm very excited for this new chapter and all the opportunities it will bring me. If there's one thing I've learned at Sandburg, it's that you should take the opportunities as they come and embrace all the new things that they can teach you. Throughout my years here at Sandburg, I've been given lots of amazing opportunities, and for that, I am thankful. I've been pushed far beyond my comfort zone and grown so much as a person. Being a community college, I felt I was given a lot more opportunities than one might get at a big 4-year university, and I had lots of people right beside me helping me get to where I am now. These past 19 years of my life have flown by, and it's crazy to be standing here graduating, and I'm so proud. Not only of me, but of everyone graduating this year. 2021 is a class to remember, and I can't wait to see where the future takes us all. Thank you.
Upon the recommendation of the faculty, I present the candidates for graduation.
On behalf of the Board of Trustees, I accept the candidates for graduation.
Ryan T. Apps, Christine M. Ackman, Allison Grace Alleman, Honors, Caitlin Marie Allen, Caitlin Allman, Megan M. Aravet, Miguel Martinez Artiega, Caitlin M. Asher, Thaw A. Harley Aaron Dorothy Bagwell, Lashadrian Bailey, Savannah R. Ballard, High Honors, Sandburg Honors Program, Phi Theta Kappa, Alexandra Ann Balmer, Honors, Alexis Batchelder, Stephanie Lynn Boffman, Phi Theta Kappa, Glaudy I. Bicopo, Randy B. Bile, Braden Paul Bledsoe, High Honors, Phi Theta Kappa, Rachel Lene Bond, Jessica Marie Bausman, High Honors, Caitlin Sue Bowton, Phi Theta Kappa. Kellen K. Boyle, High Honors. Megan B. Brandemeier, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Casey A. Brose. Austin Brunswig. Deshae Burnett. Aaron Bouchon, High Honors. Kevin A. Caba II, High Honors. Aiden Cooper Cameron, Highest Honors. Caitlin Nicole Campbell. Kenneth Cavett, Veteran. Marisol Sirda. Elizabeth S. Chandler. Fabiola Chavez, Gale Scholar. Dalton T. Chenault. Renith Cherukuri. Jade Colby. Austin Joseph Collinson, High Honors. Alyssa Nicole Connis. Michaela Ann Crane, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Amy Elizabeth Craver. Ricardo Crosby. Amy Marie Damewood. Abigail N. Daniel. Lucas Oliveira Dantis, Phi Theta Kappa. Cassandra David, Highest Honors. Maya Nakil Davis. L. Christine Davison. Alexandria Diane Day, Highest Honors. Allison Marie Day. Katie Lynn DeJames. Mackenzie Kristen DeJames. Tristan J. Dell, High Honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Lena Isabel Jaleesa Duke, Honors. Lexus Leah Dutton. Justin A. Dykeman. Dacus Monsaga Okola. Nicholas C. Evans. Emily R. Fairfield, Honors. Brittany L. Fenton. Emily K. Flynn, Honors. Shannon Marie Fonvern, Highest Honors. Allison Marie Foster. Maggie S. Foster. Colton B. Fox. Allison Mylan Garcia, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Amy Lynn Gerstenberger. Emma Ginther. Justin T. Glass, Highest Honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Shelby N. Glover. Madeline Ann Godina, High Honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Maria Elena Godina. Ashley Lauren Graves. Matthew J. Graves. Lori Hanson, Honors. Emma Sue Hart, High Honors. Gabrielle I. Hendricks. Haley Renia Hergert. Heather Marie Hoadley, Highest Honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Kelsey L. Hobson, High Honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Brianna Nicole Hodge. Katie Renee Hollenberg. Heather L. Halschill, highest honors. Brianna Sue Honeycutt. Preston F. Hook. Jessica A. Howdeshell, honors Phi Theta Kappa. Maggie Irene Hubbard, veteran. Lindsay Houston, high honors. Emily Jo Jackson. Melissa Marie Jacobson. Amber N. Johnson, highest honors Phi Theta Kappa. Reagan R. Johnson, high honors Phi Theta Kappa. Austin D. Jones. Cameron O. Jones. Kiara N. Jones. Luke D. Jones. Raina Lachelle Jones. Caroline Karen Jordan, high honors Phi Theta Kappa. Danielle R. Jordan, high honors. Shannon L. Joy. Diane Lizeth Juarez Martinez. Kelly M. Kennedy, honors. Josephine G. Kilion. Vincent Kipkimawai. Rebecca K. Kirk. Gabriella Nicole Kistler. Kelsey J. Klein, high honors Phi Theta Kappa. Nicole Nedler. Sydney K. Kraus, highest honors Phi Theta Kappa. Riley Ann Krebsbach, honors Sandberg Honors Program. Sydney Sue Kunzel. Brent Richard Lauerman. Faith Antoinette Law, honors Phi Theta Kappa. Angela L. Lee. Elizabeth McLean Lentz, honors veteran.
Elliot L. Lepper, honors. Lindsay Ann Lester, honors. Brandy N. Lewis. Riley M. Lyles. Cheyenne M. Lincoln, honors, Sandberg Honors Program, Phi Theta Kappa. Alexis Ann Little, honors. Jamison L. Littlefield. Karen Mayo. Haley E. Madich, high honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Anna G. Marino, high honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Gracie Ann Markwood, high honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Zachary Dean Markwith, honors. Brett D. Marsh. Alejandra Salgado Martin, honors, Phi Theta Kappa. Emma Marie Mays. Dakota M. McDormand, Gale Scholar. Megan Ray McIntyre. Ann Catherine McKim, highest honors, Sandberg Honors Program. Rachel M. McRell, high honors. Megan Michelle McVeigh. Diana N. Mead. Gunnar F. Menke. Monica Meza Pena, high honors. Murdy M. Fatilla. Diana M. Miranda, Phi Theta Kappa. Teresa M. Murr. Cameron James Cagle Montroy, Richard Alonzo Moreno, Ashton Marie Morrison, Carly Ann Morse, Madison L. Murphy, Riley C. Neal, Shelby L. Nees, Madison Nicole Newton, High Honors, Charlie O. Nagunda, Honors, Foon Quinn Nguyen, High Honors, Jenny Elaine Nichols, Joseph David Niles, Highest Honors, Maggie Rachel Norris, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa, Noah Douglas Northrup, Honors, Madison Leanne Norville, Frank Kumunya Labunga Insibi, Christy J. Owens, Gavin S. Oxford Landholm, Paul Scott Page, Highest Honors, Catherine Painter, Honors, Amanda D. Payne, Shelby L. Piper, Honors, Sandra Perez,
Sarah E. Pierce,
Caitlin L. Pleshko, Emily Joella Power, Elizabeth Catherine Rose Prane, High Honors, Phi Theta Kappa, Caitlin Rose Purchase, Makita S. Ray, Victoria A. Raymond, Sarah Jean Ray, Highest Honors, Megan Claire Reed, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa, Morgan L. Reed, Melissa Wrench, Daniel Roberts, Heather L. Robinson, Kania Rojas, Michaela Renee Roller, High Honors, Elizabeth Johanna Rumbum, Honors, Phi Theta Kappa, Sarah Sayuni, Pamela Sue Saylor, Rhiannon M. Schilling, Phi Theta Kappa, Ashton R. Schishler, Catherine E. Schofield, Samuel L. Scott, High Honors, Shelby Sells, High Honors, Colin Richard Savane, Veteran, Brooke Renee Shadwick, Brittany May Schaefer, Honors, Aaron P. Sharp, High Honors, Michelle Renee Sheehan, Morgan Lee Schatz, High Honors, Rebecca Dawn Seaver, Madeline F. Simpkins, Michaela Grace Sloan, Savannah Lynn Smythe, High Honors, Nicholas Lee Smith, High Honors, Shake C. Smith, Honors, Wyatt R. Smith, Megan M. Sosa, Shiana Jo Spahn, Jaden Lee Squire, Keegan D. Steinkamp, Tiara Stone, Anastasia Stone King, Jason Ransom Strack, high honors, Shelby A. Strange, Jessica A. Sturgeon, honors, Samantha A. Swanson, Megan D. Swearingen, Timothy C. Talbot, Carissa Lachey Taylor, Maddie L. Taylor, Nguyen Sway, Amanda Thompson, high honors, Phi Theta Kappa, Carrie Thompson, Crystal Tuttle, high honors, Kenzie Madison Ushery, Phi Theta Kappa, Juan A. Vasquez, Alyssa A. Villarreal, high honors, Sandberg Honors Program, Phi Theta Kappa, Candace Odessa Wade, Benjamin James Watson, honors, Carly Jo Wiegand, Alexis K. Wells, Mercedes R. Wells, honors, Zachary Noah Wirtz, Austin C. Wetstein, Thomas Allen White, Elizabeth Carey Whitford, highest honors, Sandberg Honors Program, Phi Theta Kappa, Hannah W. Whiting, highest honors, Brittany Ann Willey, Kayla Michelle Wilson, Alexandria D. Wise, Latoya Marie Wright.
Good evening. My name is Michaela Crane, and I am the student trustee for the Carl Sandburg College Board of Trustees. I would like to ask the class of 2021 to please stand and join me in becoming Carl Sandburg College graduates by turning your tassel from the right to the left.
Hi, this is Lisa Walker from the Art Department, and I just wanted to wish all of you congratulations on your graduation.
Hi, class of 2021. You guys have worked so hard during some pretty extraordinary circumstances. I'm really proud of you, and I wish you the brightest of futures. Congratulations!
You've been through a lot since you started at Sandberg, and you have made it. Congratulations, graduates.
Hello, class of 2021, and congratulations on your graduation. You have persevered through quite a historic and memorable and challenging year, and I am so proud of you, and I wish you the happiest of graduations.
Congratulations, class of 2021. Go change the world.